Angel Reese's emotional state is still deteriorating. For the Bayou Barbie, Chi-Town Barbie, Double Barbie, and whatever other alias Angel Reese has chosen to give her, the tantrums and total loss of emotional control persist. Don't you think Angel Reese was all lashes and smiles? Rethink your thought. This time, when the Chicago sky melted, she exploded like a soda bottle on her own coach at a science fair. Down like ice cream from the microwave. Was it ardor? Did someone simply forget to pass the ball again, or was it anger? In any case, folks are yelling at this spectacular meltdown. Put her on suspension. This is more than simply a loss, so fasten your seatbelt. It's a full-fledged soap opera set in the court. Good God, she can't get out of her own way, I thought. And I have no idea how irritated she is. She ought to be suspended by the Chicago sky for this. Because they're so terrified of her admirers, they won't. You would believe that Angel Reese's entire family had been humiliated by a clipboard. Like it owed her money, she slapped it from the assistant coach's hands. The Chicago Sky bench was undecided about whether to call an exorcist or a timeout. There's a game going on 1 minute. The next time we see Yayada the Angel Reese saga, it's a one-woman show. Third act. This is a sign of disrespect from the Bush League. This conduct is not possible. It is not possible. Take a look at that. You forcefully remove a keyboard from the coach's grasp. For that, you should get 2 to 5 games. Since Liz Cambage chose to cosplay as Dennis Rodman without the rings, the WNBA hasn't seen this much turmoil. On national television, however, Angel is seen completely losing her temper and slapping clipboards like she's swatting flies at a barbecue. What is the role of the league? Nothing. Nothing at all. Because it seems the tantrums are now viewed as a form of competition. Spirit. Welcome to the WNBA, where you can win Player of the Week instead of getting punished for being insane if you can generate enough social media impressions. Every whistle was blown by the officials. I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious. Angel Reese once dribbled backward during a play. She got free throws after tripping over her own feet and backing into Aaliyah Edwards. The free throws that actually caused this were incredibly soft, if you will. Angel Reese broke a coach as a result, leaving fans all over the league clutching their remote controls and pearls, wondering how much privilege you have to get before slapping office supplies turns into performance art. Before you ask, no, this wasn't the intensity of the moment. It was the epitome of main character syndrome. After making 15 free throws this game, Angel Reese, the most poisonous player in basketball, is out there slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's heads because she's furious because her team committed a foul in the last seconds. You can't treat your coaching staff with any less respect than this. Instead of regrouping, resetting, or, I don't know, defending someone, Angel Reese goes for the $10 hairdryer, which she uses to get you all hooked in and scared about the next play. Clipboards similar to it simply disparaged her mother. Angel Reese's demand for a trade earlier in the season would worry me, and she was solely responsible for her own actions. However, you're still losing despite Angel Reese's dominance during the past 4 or perhaps 5 weeks. Now picture yourself as the assistant coach. Angel Reese wins WWE SmackDown on your dry erase marker as you're out there trying to sketch a play that might perhaps salvage your career and honor. You're not angry at all. All you're doing is reflecting on your life decisions. Angel, meantime, is stomping around as if her Gatorade has been stolen. Additionally, the WNBA responded with a courteous shrug and a glitter-dipped participation ribbon. You can practically see Kathy Angel Burt giving her a reality TV deal with one hand and a bonus check with the other if you pay close attention. Get out of here, baby. Technological birds. Our goal is to become famous on TikTok. In addition, could someone please explain how Angel Reese was sent to the free throw line 15 times in a single game? 15? That line isn't a stat. That is an anointing from God. She could have used layups to pay off the national debt at that rate. As you may be aware, this has been discussed by numerous others, but guess what? Angel Reese has been yelling about it, and you've been ignoring it. Do some people want to take it? He didn't pay attention. Yes, it's the group that enjoys disparaging another player, and we do witness a lot of incorrect calls made by referees during these games. And I have stated from the start that the WNBA's officiating is dreadful. When the officials are essentially presenting the game with a bow and a scented candle, you can be sure it's been rigged. Did we just watch a basketball game or an emotional support session? Questioned Chicago Sky supporters as they listened from the stands. The Sky lost and still did. Despite all of the officiating assistance, Angel Reese's performance that resembles a Broadway breakdown audition and the assistant coach's official diagnosis of post-traumatic clipboard syndrome. They were defeated. Again, the consistency is almost admirable. The Sky would win gold each year if choking were an Olympic sport. Angel might start missed opportunities and bad attitudes, a yoga studio, a public vlogging, perhaps. However, Angel Reese receives a highlight reel and a press conference. The reasoning of the league? She's fervent. Yes, exactly. Zeal. Since the beginning of PR crisis management, this has been the common justification for inappropriate conduct. You're not unmanageable. You simply have a fire personality. It's not rude. With the exception of the Black Clan and its panderess. I don't believe Have you ever witnessed a player snatch the clipboard from the hands of their coaches? Take a look. Take a look at your little bricklaying. As if it were the Hunger Games, the fan base is suddenly tearing itself apart. She should be suspended right away, according to half of the population. With dough tracks, the other half are creating Instagram shrine collages. One viewpoint portrays a pampered athlete who lacks dignity. One observes Beyoncé in Jordans while the other looks for authority. No intermediate ground exists. Either you're Team Chaos or Team Clipboard. And don't even attempt to be critical of her. A swarm of social media warriors will invade your feed like you're the antagonist in a Disney movie if you use even a single word that even vaguely resembles discipline. Ignore logical discussion. Now it's all about vibrations. In the meantime, poor fans of the Chicago Sky are merely attempting to make it through another heartbreaking season. These days, whatever new turmoil is breaking out on the sidelines takes precedence over the scoreboard. Coaches pray instead of planning. Officials are not referees. They avoid looking at each other. Additionally, supporters exist solely to enjoy the memes. Let's not act as though Angel Reese doesn't have talent. She is athletic. She is a physical person. As if the ball had offended her, she bounces back. However, undeveloped talent is like a glittering grenade. She is currently exploding in real time. Do you mean me? In my experience, that is among the most disrespectful things a professional athlete has ever done to one of their coaches. I mean, whoa, what are we doing? The ascent of a star is not what we are witnessing. We are witnessing a highly visible implosion, disguised as empowerment. This isn't a desire for success. This is a need for attention, approval, and that adorable viral video. She is aware that it is the most harmful aspect of it. She is aware that the league won't put your hands on her. She is aware that each outburst earns her a podcast sponsorship and an additional 100,000 Instagram followers. Because controversy generates engagement, she is aware that every time she hits a clipboard, someone at ESPN gets a little tingly. Do you know who is harmed? And the league, which is gradually turning into a circus, with clowns handling human resources and elephants having Twitter accounts. What follows? Simple. When faced with a problematic player who brings in opinions, the WNBA does what it usually does. The meltdown is rebranded. The story will be about unadulterated passion and emotional intensity by the next week. It's likely that someone will begin selling personalized clipboards featuring Angel's image. They will sell out in 5 minutes, yes. There are numerous different ways to provide individuals with what's on your mind without being disrespectful to your coaching staff. I don't feel comfortable with that. She seemed completely out of limits to me. Naturally, the Angel stands appear, swarming on social media like gulls to a French fry. She is young. She is gaining knowledge. She is a queen. It's crazy that one fan even likened her to Serena Williams, who never had to use the body slam office. Supplies to establish authority. However, leave TikTok. Let's just call it that. A jersey-wearing ego. Winning wasn't the goal here. It had nothing to do with strategy. The goal was to ensure that the cameras captured every moment of her breakdown from 3 aesthetically pleasing perspectives. And they did. The mission has been completed. Even the game itself received less screen time than she did. The assistant coach. After the slap reverberated around the court, she disappeared. Simply a press release with corporate jargon like, "We are aware of the incident and will handle it internally," which is PR jargon for, "We're hoping everyone forgets this by Thursday." They won't, spoiler alert. In the meanwhile, groups that genuinely value their coaches and refrain from using clipboard. Since the WNBA is no longer about who plays well, assault are stuck at the bottom of the algorithm. Who has the most theatrical outburst is the point. I don't want to spread negativity, but Angel is meant to be a role model for young ladies and a positive role model for girls and children worldwide. She wasn't setting an example today, and I'm here to tell you that. And let's face it, ESPN would have hosted a funeral if Caitlin Clark had smashed a clipboard out of a coach's hand. There would have been emergency Zoom panels with past Olympians, op-eds, candlelight vigils, and Skip Biss would have completely lost it in a cardigan. However, the same referee who sent Angel to the foul line 15 times signs a bonus check for her and gives her a standing ovation. Where does it end then? Players are wearing physical armor to endure timeouts, and the coach is carrying backup clipboards. Every outburst is presented as a teaching moment. I am the Queen of England if this is what it means to be a leader. Someone in the league needs to realize that being a star entails more than simply a highlight reel and a following that is prepared to overlook bad behavior because it garners attention. Just be aware that this is a vanishing art. Because Angel Reese is the WNBA's premier gas station and the league currently runs on drama fuel. Perhaps that's the plan after all. Perhaps a new era of sports has arrived, one in which victories are optional, points are meaningless, and public outbursts are only calculated marketing gimmicks. In the world of Angel Reese movies, we might all be merely extras waiting to see what she'll do next.